Different levels I cannot relate. You never win if you playing it safe. It's all a game until you get played.
Don't try to hide it, cause I know that you weren't thinking of me. I called you up, but you weren't there. I'm always thinking of you. Know how to play the game, always playing with me. I try to fight it, but I'm always losing to you, baby. Roller coaster, up and down, move your body. Roller coaster, I can't stop it. Up and down, roller coaster, up and down, move your body. Roller coaster, I can't stop it. Roller coaster, up and down, roller coaster, up and down, roller coaster. This is all on me, and I'm gonna take it. Roller coaster, up and down, roller coaster, up and down, roller coaster. Fuck with me tonight, sipping no Patron and I can do whatever you like. Dancing through the night, have you dancing through the night, have you dancing through the night. Try to fight it, but I'm always losing to you, baby. Roller coaster, up and down, move your body. Roller coaster, I can't stop it. Roller coaster, up and down, move your body. Roller coaster, I can't stop it. Roller coaster, up and down, move your body. Roller coaster, I can't stop it.
Welcome to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark, and tonight, we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Some things have been going on, and yeah, I'm here to talk about it. So let's get into it. If you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates when I go live. And to all my subscribers and those who tune in to me, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. and because without you, this podcast would not be doing what it's doing. And I'm so grateful to you all for tuning in. If y'all heard the song that played at the beginning, that is from an artist that I have known for a while. That is Q McKinney. He's from Columbus, Ohio, based out of Atlanta, Georgia now. That is his song Roller Coaster. So you can go stream that on all DSPs. Also on YouTube, run them numbers up, help my boy out. He's an up and coming artist. He's trying to get his music out, and I am doing what I can to help him promote his music. He got other songs out. He got another song called On Me. Y'all can go check that one out. That one has about 240,000 views on YouTube. Y'all can go check out his music. He's an up and coming artist. Let's help him out. We need that feel good music. With all the music and garbage that's on the radio right now, we need some stuff that's going to get us up and out and feeling happy, you know? And if y'all see the shirt I'm wearing tonight, it says "Keep It Culture." That's my slogan. Merch is gonna be coming soon, so if y'all want some of that, I'm trying out some pieces right now to see if I like the collection. So when I'm ready to release that, I'll have that merch for you guys. If y'all want to support the channel that way and buy some merch and help me out, I will greatly appreciate it. Lot to unpack tonight. Steve Smith has found himself in a lawsuit. We're gonna talk about that. Mayor Kofi down there in South Fulton has decided that he ain't gonna run for office no more, and I'm gonna tell you why. There was a judge in Wisconsin that got arrested by Trump administration's DOJ for helping out an illegal alien. We're gonna talk about that because some other things have happened with her, as well as my last topic. Why are the Latinos mad about sinners? We're gonna talk about that too. So let's get into it. Not gonna waste your time. Let's do it. So as I was saying, Steve Smith has been sued. Yes, Steve Smith Sr. He is an NFL legend, former Carolina Panther wide receiver, former Baltimore Raven. Great guy, gonna be a Hall of Famer. He might be already in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. But if he's not, he's gonna be in because he put up great numbers while he was playing the wide receiver position. But he found himself in a lawsuit. Now, this lawsuit was filed in Mecklenburg County. And I tell you what, when we talk about him, I want to show y'all the picture of him. There you go, right there. So the lawsuit was filed by the husband of a woman that Steve Smith allegedly had an affair with. Now, this woman, she was a Ravens employee. She was a member of the Marching Ravens little band that they have. They're part of their cheer squad. And I guess it is alleged that they met because Steve Smith was at a playoff game and he was back and he was talking to her. He was getting ready for an interview for a podcast. They exchanged numbers. So I guess she was on the podcast as the most intriguing job in the NFL, and they was interviewing like band members. Excuse me. And then they exchanged numbers. Next thing you know, series of text messages, and they end up sleeping with each other. Well, the husband found out. And he decided that he was going to call Steve Smith. Now, I'm going to play the audio for you guys. I want you can see the text messages on the screen when I play it. I have to caution you, there is a lot of explicitives. So I know when I go back, I'm going to have to bleep out a lot of this stuff. I'm going to try my best to kind of pause it and mute it every single time he says an explicative because I don't want my channel to get struck. But I want y'all to take a listen to what this man said. Now, he is confronting Steve Smith about sleeping with his wife. Take a listen.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been fucking my wife, bro. What you gotta say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You fucking knew she was married. You're not a fucking idiot, man. You're fucking Steve Smith Sr. What kind of dumb shit was that?
So yeah, he kind of goes on a little bit more of a diatribe. I'm not gonna keep playing that because it's just extremely graphic. But like I said, he called Steve Smith to confront him about having intercourse with his wife, having this relationship. It only went on for about a month, and so now he has filed this lawsuit, and the lawsuit is based upon the Alienating the Marriage Act. I guess there is a law in North Carolina if your spouse leaves you for somebody else, you can sue the person that they basically left you for. So this man is suing Steve Smith for $100,000 for pain and suffering. Now, the lawsuit to me is garbage. Number one, hey man, Steve Smith, listen, why are you mad at him? All right, your wife was the one that stepped out on you. Steve Smith ain't step out on you, bro. Your wife did. Now I understand that you would have confronted him and you called this man, you recorded it, you posted it on social media, you did all this, but you made yourself look crazy. Because if anything, you should be wondering why your wife stepped out on you. But yet and still you want to sue Steve Smith because you know he got money, he got millions, so you want to go after him because your wife decided to step out on your marriage. This is the most insecure situation and thing I've heard in a long time. I don't care who it is. The other party, unless this man knew you personally. Now, if it was different if Steve knew you personally and y'all were like bros and he did this, I can see that. But your wife was unfaithful in your marriage. She stepped out on you. So why aren't you suing her? Why aren't you suing your wife for the pain and suffering? Because she the one left. But no, you want to go after Steve Smith. And you confront him and he says, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. Hey. What else you want him to say? You called him on the phone, you confront him, and you pissed off because he messed with your wife. Now, like I said, if they knew each other, then I can see it being foul, but this is just to me, bro, you just need to take this as an L and move on with your life and find you a woman that's going to be faithful to you. Leave Steve Smith alone. Man, this ain't it. This ain't it, fam. This ain't it. This ain't it. So, as I was saying earlier, also, the South Fulton Mayor, right? Mayor Kamal, whatever you want to call him, Mayor Kofi, the South Fulton Mayor. He is a city boy mayor, as far as I'm concerned. He did the same stuff that Tiffany Hilliard was doing, blowing through the taxpayers' dollars, taking trips. He actually spent like 3 weeks in Ghana. He was all over there in Africa doing all this stuff, blowing through the budget. And the residents were pissed. They called for him to resign. He got arrested because he broke into somebody's house, like all kind of stuff. I got a video about him and all the stuff that he's been into. I'll post that in the chat. No, well, not in the chat, but I'll post that in the description so y'all can go check that video out. But now he said that he's no longer running for re-election, as if the residents in South Fulton were going to re-elect him anyway. So he's not running for office anymore. But I want y'all to find out why. Let's take a listen. Let's go to the Atlanta news and listen to them. This is Atlanta First News. Let's take a listen.
Mayor Khalid Kamel has announced he's no longer seeking re-election. The controversial public figure made the announcement during Tuesday's city council meeting. He's come under fire recently for allowing his dog to be at City Hall, mismanaging expenses, and for taking unauthorized overseas trips. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us from South Fulton now with this story. Angelique, I know people have been watching this not just from the metro Atlanta area, but nationwide.
A lot of people are watching what's happening here in South Fulton. This announcement really caught a whole lot of people by surprise. And the mayor says he loves this job, but the bottom line is it just does not pay enough.
After blowing through the taxpayer budget, he can't be the mayor of the city no more because it don't pay enough. Boy, you got to be kidding me.
Now, Mayor Khalid Kamal has been at odds with the council over his spending of taxpayer money, including trips to Ghana, West Africa, and France, and his purchase of a pool table in his mayoral office. Now, the city council ordered an audit of his spending and even revoked his access to city buildings. Initially, the mayor said he would run for a second term, but most recently, after possibly facing eviction from his apartment, he has decided to remove himself from public life.
Did y'all just hear that? He's about to get evicted. Now, doesn't this sound familiar? Doesn't it sound familiar? Tiffany Hilliard had the same stuff going on up there in Dalton, about to be evicted out of her house. What's up with all these mayors? Y'all getting paid all this money, and then you blowing through the taxpayer budget. You taking all these trips, but you can't pay your rent. You say it don't pay enough. Like, you ain't got no other job. Like, these people get into office in these mayorships, especially these small towns, and they act like they in some big city where this is supposed to be a full-time position and you getting paid a salary. Most mayors don't work full-time. Most of them have city managers that do the full-time work. So why aren't you working, Mayor Kofi?
Now, he shared the news with the city council Tuesday night.
To keep this promise of doing this job full-time and this job only, I have sold my mother's house. I've been on food stamps and turned down some pretty good job offers. And so in addition to not seeking re-election, I will also be scaling back my public schedule as mayor.
And that really surprised a lot of people to hear him say he's actually on food stamps as a mayor, or has been in the past. Now, he will give what he's calling his farewell State of the City address on May 1st. Since all of this has been going on, several people had planned to challenge him as mayor, including Kamalitha Gums, who's a city council person, and the former mayor of the city of South Fulton, Bill Edwards. So
Where do we start with this? Well, let's unpack this. He was on food stamps as a mayor. He's getting evicted as a mayor. He got arrested as a mayor. He took trips to everywhere, Africa, France, you name it, on a taxpayer dime. He bought a pool table for his office at City Hall. And yet and still, you broke and you want somebody to have sympathy for you. I am so tired of these corrupt politicians and they diatribes and they little soliloquies. Listen, you ran through South Fulton budget, spending these people money, and you can't even maintain your own personal finances. I honestly believe before you should run for office, you should have to turn in your financials, like everything. The people should be able to see what the hell you about to do with their money. Because if you bad with your personal finances, then of course you're going to be bad with ours. And of course you're going to be spending our money because you want to live a lifestyle that you cannot afford. And it is not the taxpayers. It is not our job to prop you up and make you some celebrity or some millionaire while using the money that we make and work hard for. And y'all want to tax the hell out of us, and you go out here and blow through it. There's no sympathy for this. I hope the citizens of South Fulton, I really hope that y'all investigate him more and that there be some type of legal ramifications behind this. Because his excessive spending, y'all know, y'all haven't even uncovered everything. I'm pretty sure once he's out of office and city council goes back through looking at the budget and goes fine-tune and does audits, y'all gonna find out that he spent way more money than y'all think he did. He had to sell his mama's house because you don't know how to use your finances. On food stamps as a mayor, come on, dude. Come on. This dude had no business being in office, but black people, we keep doing this. Y'all keep want to put people in office because simply we share melanin. Instead of looking at the content and the character of the person, taking a little spin from MLK, y'all want to do race-based policies. Y'all want to do race-based politics. This doesn't work for us. We need people that gonna go into office and do the job that they supposed to. South Fulton is almost 100% black. This is a shame. This is a shame. But here we are, another corrupt mayor not running for re-election because he knew he was going to lose. He knew he didn't have a chance in hell of getting re-elected. So he took the cowardly way out and said he wouldn't go, to save face. That's exactly what he did. He's trying to save face. I'm not going to run for re-election. I'm not going to run for re-election. Yeah, because you didn't bankrupt the city. So South Fulton, I hope y'all get somebody in office that's gonna do the job and get and continue on moving y'all town forward. Because this has been a circus and it needs to come to an end just like the other one up there in Illinois. So moving on. I know y'all been seeing these judges getting arrested by Trump's administration. Yeah, Trump out here getting the judges arrested. If they don't follow his immigration enforcement, if they are trying to harbor illegal aliens, undocumented, if you want to call them that, Trump is locking them up. So last Friday, a judge in Wisconsin, her name is Hannah Duggan, she got arrested by the Trump administration's DOJ for basically helping a migrant, a legal alien, for basically helping him not face justice. Let's take a listen. We're going to go up to Wisconsin to the news. Take a listen.
Judge Hannah Duggan is facing 2 federal charges. She's accused of helping a man evade immigration agents. This suspension comes as her courtroom remains locked and a retired judge takes on her cases. The Supreme Court of Wisconsin issued this notice Tuesday, suspending Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Duggan indefinitely.
I think this is an indication that the Supreme Court takes this seriously and thinks it should not have happened.
In the order, the Supreme Court wrote in part, it is in the public interest that she be temporarily relieved of her official duties. UWM Professor Emeritus Mordecai Lee says the Supreme Court is using its governing power over the judicial branch.
I think we're all sort of surprised by this because we're not used to these kinds of unusual cases. Every once in a while, the state Supreme Court has to step in and has to discipline a judge.
Every now and then, the Supreme Court has to step in and discipline a judge. She shouldn't even be on the bench anymore. How are you now? This what she did is so egregious because the guy was supposed to be in court, right? And they had an ICE detainer on him, and she basically escorted the man through like a secret chamber at the courthouse. That was only for employees, so he can get out of the courtroom, so he would not be arrested by ICE. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're a public official. You're an elected official. You're supposed to be doing the people's work. You up here helping to sneak somebody out? Like, she shouldn't have her law license at all anymore.
Friday, the FBI arrested Duggan on 2 federal charges. She's accused of helping Eduardo Flores Ruiz, a Mexican national, appearing in her courtroom, hide from ICE agents. Duggan's legal defense team now includes nationally known conservative Paul Clement, who was raised in Cedarburg. In a statement responding to the suspension, her legal team says in part that the court acted in unilateral fashion. We continue to assert Judge Duggan's innocence and look forward to her vindication in court.
It seems to me that the decision that came today comes not based on I'm a de facto Republican or I'm a de facto Democrat. It was, what is the proper behavior of a circuit judge? What are the ethical guidelines for a circuit judge?
Exactly. What are the ethical guidelines for a judge? What is it? What is the ethical guidelines? You are the representative of the state. You are elected by the citizens to preserve justice and issue equal justice under the law, to interpret the law, to make sure that the case is ran fairly, and that every person who appears in court has due process. You're there to enforce due process, not to be sneaking somebody who is in your courtroom for a case, and you sneak them out the back door through a secret compartment that's only used for employees. You done breached the entire courtroom, breached security protocols. This man could have killed her and got away with it. We don't know anything. And we supposed to feel sorry for her? Like, she should have been arrested. But she wasn't the only judge that got arrested, though. Like I said, there's been a couple of other judges. Like, these judges gotta pick a side here. Are you gonna be on the side of equal justice, or are you up here trying to score political points because you don't like Trump? Helping people who illegally came in the country, is not something that a judge should be doing. If the people want to come in the country and they want to come here, they need to come here legally. We have legal processes to come in the country. If you're not going to apply the law to the people who break it as soon as they get here, then we have no justice system. You cannot sit in that courtroom and apply law to people simply because they're citizens if you're not going to do it for non-citizens. I'm sorry. If that's the case, then what is the citizenship of America worth? What is being a U.S. citizen worth if we can just, if people who are not citizens can break laws, violate these laws, get in trouble, and then not be held accountable because we got people that feel sorry for them? That is not how this works. We want our communities safe. We want to know who's in them, and if the people that are in them, are they supposed to be there? We got too much fentanyl. We got too much drugs coming in the country. We don't know who's in the country. We don't know if we got terrorists, because it's not just Latinos coming across that southern border. It's people from all over the world coming. If y'all ain't been seeing these deportation flights, they going everywhere. People have flooded the United States. Some have overstayed their visas. Some don't have visas at all. And yet and still, we allow this to continue on. We cannot. If we're going to be a nation of laws, that means the laws need to be followed, period. If not, we're not a nation of laws. You might as well throw the whole entire judicial system out. So I'm going to keep paying attention to this case up there in Wisconsin. And if any other judges get arrested, I'll be reporting on them. But like I said, she's been suspended by the Supreme Court of Wisconsin right now. I would think that this is probably going to end up being permanent, because you know that Trump is not going to he's going to try to sway the courts. Some way, somehow, he's going to say something, maybe on his Truth social media or something. He's going to say something that is going to trigger her losing her job. I can already see it. If not, then they're probably going to impeach her. The Wisconsin legislature probably going to impeach her. So we'll see. And then to my last story of the night, the movie Sinners. I didn't do a review of Sinners, but I have seen it twice. I'm going to go see it again with my wife. We love the movie. Great film. Great depiction. Takes us back to the Mississippi Delta in the 1930s. It's near and dear to my heart, that area, because I have roots in Mississippi. My paternal side, my dad's entire family is comprised of people from Mississippi and Oklahoma. And a lot of them still live in Mississippi. They live all the way from the bottom, from Biloxi all the way to Tunica at the top. I got a lot of family in Mississippi, a lot. And a lot of them live in Clarksdale and Gulfport and all these cities in the Delta. And this movie takes us back to the 30s when you had the Delta Chinese down there who were due to, you know, like we used to have these exclusion acts. So Chinese people were down basically in the black communities. We had some in Georgia where I grew up at, but pretty much they owned like grocery stores and like local shops, and that was it. You know, they allowed them to have businesses in the Delta. And if you meet in the Mississippi Delta Chinese, they do not sound like, they don't have an Asian accent at all. They sound very, very, very Southern, to the point where you might think that they up there like cosplaying or something. You're like, what are you doing? Why you sounding like that? Why are you trying to make fun of the way I sound? That's not your accent. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So this movie has all those elements, the natives. If you don't know, there were natives everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You had Choctaw, Chickasaw. They were all in Mississippi, all throughout Mississippi, all the way from the bottom to the top. So he had that depiction. You had the white people, you had blacks, you had the natives, and you had the Chinese. Well, for some reason, some Latinos in the community are having a hissy fit. They've been all over TikTok, questioning why weren't they represented in the movie. Well, number one, there were no Hispanics in the Mississippi Delta. So why would you even think that you should end up in the movie for the first part? Which is crazy. So I was scrolling through TikTok, seeing all these videos, and it's like all over social media, on X and everything. And I was just like, what is up with that? So I ran across this one video that this guy did, and he was trying to do a comparison and of sinners. It sounded like he was hating, because what he accused Ryan Coogler of was basically lifting the entire idea for sinners from dusk to dawn. But I want you to hear it, though. I want you to hear what he says. We're going to listen to the entire video, and then you're going to see what he says at the end. So just take a listen.
I love the movie Sinners, but ... Part 1. There will be spoilers. I love the movie Sinners, but it's literally the plot of From Dusk Till Dawn. Two criminal brothers head down south to start new lives. While down south, they are trapped in a building that's in the middle of nowhere, and they find themselves surrounded by vampires. One of the brothers is seduced by a beautiful vampire temptress and gets turned into a vampire. The other brother, who's a straight shooter, leads a group of survivors to survive the night until dawn. And throughout the movie, we have discussions about religion, faith, and family. In the final climactic battle of this movie, there's a huge fight between the survivors and the vampires. The Asian character in this movie sacrifices himself to protect their family. One of the characters in this movie who is turned begs their loved one to end their life, and with tears in their eyes, they do. And after killing all the vampires via sunlight, the only two survivors are the brother and the hopeful youth. The hopeful youth whose father was a preacher. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here, because I follow people in the horror community. No one's talking about this. It's insane. There is one fucking movie that Sinners owes everything to, and it's not fucking Puss in Boots, it's goddamn From Dusk Till Dawn. And like, I'm not saying Nosferatu, Dracula, Sinners, From Dusk Till Dawn, but I will say that Ryan Coogler needs to firmly address that he was inspired by a Latin American vampire movie, because we are owed our flowers. Also, Ryan, I saw that tamale story you put in the movie. Where's the fucking Latino extras? Come on, Ryan, you're so good at putting Latinos in your movie. What the fuck happened here? You don't put Latinos in the movie, and you steal from the biggest Latino vampire movie? Come on, man, that's a bad look. I don't think this guy liked this movie at all. I think he might be a racist. Loving something does not excuse you turning a blind eye to its flaws. Acknowledging and discussing the flaws of something you love is healthy and leads to a better relationship. Hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to be talking about how the vampires in the movie Sinners don't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, this guy sounds like a complete hater. A complete hater. And then at the end, like I told you, he's pushing there. Come on, you got a tamale scene. Where are the Latinos at? You didn't put no Latinos in there. There were no Latinos in Mississippi. There were none. We can go look at the 1930 census. The movie takes place in 1932 in Clarksdale. So where were the Latinos at? There were none in the Mississippi Delta. So why would you be represented in a movie where there were none in that era? This movie is period correct. It's actually period correct. Minus the vampires. I mean, you got to have a little slogan in there, but it's kind of symbolism to that. But for you to sit up there and art is an imitation of life, and maybe Ryan Coogler was inspired by Dust to Dawn. Who cares? Who cares? You want him to come out and say, yeah, I got my idea from Dust to Dawn. What is that going to do for you? Is that going to acknowledge you? You're not in the movie. Is that going to help you sleep at night? Are you? He's talking about a relationship. Like, do you know Ryan Coogler like personally, and you kind of butthurt? Like, really? Like, what is going on here, man? What is going on here? We can't be doing this oppression Olympic stuff. Oh my God, we wasn't represented in the movie. He puts us in all his movies. So what? So what? So what? When did first of all, when do we get to this point where everybody just complains and everybody is a victim? Like, dang, like, no, like, you would think that America is just somebody is oppressing everybody, but we don't know who's oppressing who. Because everybody's a victim right now. It don't matter, black, white, Asian, Latino, whatever, LGBTQ, whatever. Everybody is a victim. Nobody right now believes that they're entitled. Everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim. We live in what is supposed to be the freest country in the world, right? But everybody here is mad because they're not representing a certain thing. This is why DE&I is getting attacked, because everybody needs to be included. We need to include everybody. Nah, we don't. We some things need to be gatekeep. Some things need to be historically accurate, and some things need to be in cultural perspective. There were no Latinos in Mississippi at that time, so I'm sorry. At least not in that area. And if y'all were, then why we never heard about you? Because they were lynching black folks ad nauseum in Mississippi. I'm pretty sure they would have been lynching you too. But we never heard about this. And like I said, you can go to look at the census. You will see that they don't have any Latinos in that area. Hell, there ain't no Latinos really in that area now. And there are Mexicans everywhere. And this guy is just having a hissy fit because Ryan Coogler didn't include his community in a movie that is about the historical aspect of blacks in America, summarized in a juke joint. Like, and even if he put Mexicans, even if he put Latinos in the movie, where would they have fit in at? What would they have been, vampires? Like, what would have been the significance of them? We knew the natives were the vampire killers. So what would the Latinos been doing? I'm just curious. But it's just crazy that we live in a time where everybody wants to be a victim. I just don't understand it, and I probably would never will. But that does it for tonight, though. I wanted to come live because I hadn't been live. A lot of stuff been going on. But I wanted to come live tonight. Get back to my usual cadence here. But like I said, like, share, and subscribe to the video. Continue to share it out. I appreciate everybody. We'll be back live Sunday night with more content, more things to discuss, because some things gonna go on. And as I say at the end of all my shows, Culture Nation, keep it culture, and I will see you later. Peace.